Good day, Biped 4C. Now, before we start, I just want to greet you all with a good day and a blessed day. Now, let us proceed with the attendance. So, I ask everyone to turn on your camera so that we can proceed with our photo op to serve as your attendance for today's meeting. Anyone? Everyone, turn on your camera and show us your best smile. Okay, now we're done with the attendance. Let's proceed with a short prayer to be led by Mr. Padilla.
So let us bow our head into the presence of the Lord. So Lord God, thank you po sa araw na ito. Thank you po sa araw na ito. Gabayan niyo po sana ang bawat isa sa araw na ito. And bigyan niyo po na lakas at talino si Sir Reyes para po ah, ma ma-discuss niya yung lesson niya for today. And sana po marami po kaming matutunan sa kanya. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Padilla. Now, before we proceed with our discussion, let us have first know the different or the following rules in this visual classroom. First, make sure to turn on your camera. Make sure your mic is off while I'm discussing to prevent such noise or distractions. You can only turn on your mic if you have any questions or clarifications, either are being called. Another set of rules: unmute your mic if you want to answer random questions if there's any. If you accidentally got dismissed from the class, immediately send me a message containing your worthy and must be a valid reason. However, if it is not a big deal, just join again before the class ends. And most importantly, all eyes and ears in front of the screen. Listen attentively and be as participative as you could. Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, let's have a game called What Am I? For instruction, name the different festival in the pictures. Classify them to religious or non-religious festival. You will be given 5 seconds before you say your answer. Are we clear with the instruction?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if we're clear with the instruction, let us have our first picture. What does this picture portray? Anyone?
Sir, Gutierrez po.
Okay, Miss Gutierrez.
Para pong about siya sa flower festival.
A very good, Miss Gutierrez. This picture is portraying a Panagbegang festival, which is about the celebration of flowers in Baguio. Next picture, we have this picture. Who wants to guess? Mr. Padilla?
Sir, I think po may about siya sa Maze Festival.
Okay, very good, Mr. Padilla. This picture is about Mais Festival. Next, we have this picture. Who can tell me what this picture is all about? Anyone?
Sinulog festival.
Very good, Miss Gutierrez. You got the correct answer. This picture is about Sinulog Festival. Now let us have a next game or another game. Hold odd one out. For instruction, in every set of photos, there is an impostor. Students will analyze them to find out the odd one. All you need to do is to guess what picture is not belong to the set of pictures. For the first set of pictures, we have these pictures. Who can tell me what picture is not belong to the group? Anyone?
Padilla po.
Okay, Padilla.
I think po yung yung pangatlo po.
Okay, let's see if your answer is correct. Oh, I'm so sad, Mr. Padilla. You didn't get the correct answer. Better luck next time. For this next set of pictures, we have these pictures. You can tell me the correct one or the pictures that is not belong to the group.
Sir, yung ano, yung una, itong 5 to 10 feet, yung tumalon.
Okay, let's see if your answer is correct, Miss Gutierrez. Very good, Miss Gutierrez. You are a good guesser. Now let us move on to another set of pictures. You can tell me what pictures not belong to the group.
Padilla, sir.
Okay, Mr. Padilla.
Yung pong pangatlo.
Okay, let's see if your answer is correct. Very good, Mr. Padilla. Your answer is correct. Now, that is all for the set of pictures that you are going to guess. Let us have a video presentation wherein at the end of the video, I will be asking you some questions that you need to know. So all you have to do while watching this video is to observe the costume, the steps, the movements, and everything in this video. Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's clear. Allow me to play the video and do the observation. Okay, that's it for this video. Let us proceed to the questions. For the first question, what have you noticed in the video? Anyone?
Padilla po.
Okay, Mr. Padilla.
Sir, I noticed that they were wearing a colorful costume and implement. And I noticed that there are lots of movements used in that dance.
Very good, Mr. Padilla. Great observation. So, as you have said, there are lots of movements being done in the video, and their costumes is as powerful as the color. Now, for the next question, what are the movements that they use in the festival? Just like what you said earlier, that there are lots of movements. So, for the second question, what are the movements they use? Anyone?
Sir,
Okay, Mr. Padilla again.
so the movements that they use is are walking, jumping, running, twisting, and bending.
Very good again, Mr. Padilla. You have just a great observant. Next question we have, what do you think should one know and do to come up with an easier festival dance routine? Anyone? Anyone from this class?
Gutierrez, sir.
Okay, Miss Gutierrez.
Yun po, yung know the basic movements of the festival po.
Very good, Miss Gutierrez. So, in order for you to easier come up with a festival dance routine, you have to know the festival dance first. Very good, Miss Gutierrez. Now, let us proceed with the discussion. our topic for this session is all about the basic movements in festival dance. So when we say basic movements in festival dance, these are the movements that we usually do in our everyday life, which is some uh, movement that we could use in our everyday life, and we will discuss that later. We have two basic movements in festival dance, so-called locomotor movement and non-locomotor movement. First, let us discuss or further discuss what is locomotor movement. Locomotor movement, these are movements that allow you to move from one point in space to another. Meaning, when you do the locomotor movement, you are moving from your place to another place. Uh, you are doing a movement from one place to another. To further know what is locomotor movement, anyone who wants to read the definition in the slide?
Padilla po.
Okay, Mr. Padilla.
So, locomotor movement, it is derived from the words locus, which means place, and motor, which means movement.
Very good, Mr. Padilla. Thank you. So, locomotor comes with two word, the locus and motor, which means place and movement. Next, the different movement under locomotor movement. First, we have the step. So when we say step, this is the basic of all locomotor movements. It prepares you to move in any direction you wish to go. It is defined as transfer of weight from one foot to the other. So meaning to say step is a very, very basic step in locomotor movement. We learn this step since we reach our month or 2 to 3 months, we already know how to do this step. And when we say step, this is the transfer of weight from one foot to another, meaning to say you are moving from one place to another place. And we have here a sample video. Is the sample video clear, class?
Yes po.
Thank you, sir. Now let us proceed with the second movement, which is walk. When we say walk, this is a series of steps executed by both of your feet alternately in any direction. Unlike step, in walk, you have a execution of series of steps. There's not only one movement, but there is a lot of movement toward the different direction. So this is how you execute the proper walk. Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, class. Now let us proceed with the next movement, which is run. Run is a series of walks executed quickly in any direction. Ayan. Unlike walk, run is more faster than walks. It is more faster in execution. So for further understanding what is run, let us watch this video. Yeah, so that is how you do run movement. Let's proceed with our fourth movement, the jump. Jump, this movement is simply described by having both feet lose its contact with the ground. Meaning to say, when you're doing jump, your both feet is having a loose contact with the ground. You are uh, you are stepping all your weight up in the sky. Ayan. We have different types of jump. First, take off from one foot and land on the same. Take off from one foot and land on the other. Take off from one foot and land on both feet. Take off from both feet and land on one foot. And take off from both feet and land on both. And we have here a sample video in those uh, different types of jump. First type of jump, second, third, fourth, and that's it. Now let us proceed with the second basic movement, which is the non-locomotor movement. Anyone who wants to read the definition of non-locomotor movement?
Gutierrez, sir.
Okay, Miss Gutierrez.
Non-locomotor movement. These are the movements that are performed in one foot in space without transferring to another point. They don't allow you to move from one place to another.
Thank you, Miss Gutierrez. Unlike locomotor movement, non-locomotor movement is a movement which uh, you never transfer weight from one place to another because you just do the movement on point or on your place. And these are the different types of non-locomotor movement. First is flexion. When we say flexion, it is the act of decreasing the angle of a joint. Another term for flexion is to bend. If you bend a joint like your elbow or knee, you are performing flexion. The meaning to say when we say flexion is just a bending of your joint like this. So for further understanding what is flexion, let us watch this video. So as you can see in the video, the performer is bending his joint in this area and in this area as well as in this area, in this, we call this hips. Next type of non-locomotor movement is extension. Extension, this is the opposite of flexion. You are extending if you are increasing the angle of a joint. Stretching is another term for extension. Yan, extension, this is more known as stretching. So for further knowing what is extension, let us watch this video. So that is extension. Now when we say extension, based on the video, the performer is extending his body or stretching his body. Next, we have contraction, a muscle movement done when it shortens, narrows, and tightens, using sufficient amount of energy in execution. And when we say contraction, this is a movement which you use only a sufficient amount of energy. So this is how you do contraction. And so that's it. That is contraction. Now, next movement we have release. A muscle movement opposite to contraction. It is done when it let goes or let loose of being held into shortened movement. Ayan. It loose or narrows your body movement. And when it comes in release, it is the opposite wherein you are going to loosen your body, like you are giving it all up. Now, let us proceed to another type of movement under non-locomotor movement, which is collapse. And when we say collapse, it is deliberately drop the exertion of energy into a body segment. So how does this movement being done? Let us watch this video to know. So that is how you do collapse. So of course, if we have collapse, we have recover, which is the opposite of collapse. This is to regain the energy exerted into a body segment. So when we say opposite, This is just the opposite of what the performer did a while ago. Now let us watch how recovery is being done. So that's it. That is recover. Now for another type of movement, we have rotation. Anyone who wants to read the definition of rotation?
Padilla po.
Mr. Padilla, proceed.
Rotation. To rotate is to move a body segment allowing it to complete a circle with its motion. It's not only limited to circumduction, which is done in ball and socket joints. Rotation can also be done in wrist, waist, knees, and ankles.
Thank you, Mr. Padilla. Meaning to say, rotation is done through doing a complete circle with its motion. And unlike circumduction, it is not limited on ball and socket joints. Rotation can be done in wrist, waist, knees, and ankles. For further understanding, we have here a sample video. Rotation in our head, rotation in our waist, and the rotation in our knee. knee. There's also rotation in our ankle. So that's it for the rotation. Next, we have twist. When we say twist, to move a body segment from an assist halfway front or back or quarter to the right or left, as in the twisting of the neck, allowing the head to face right or left. When we say twist, this is when you move your body from an axis halfway front or back or quarter to the right or left, as in the twisting of the neck, allowing the head to face right or left. Have you understand that, class? Okay,
Yes,
for
sir.
further understanding, let us watch this video. Okay, that is how you do twist movement. Okay, that's it. Now let us move on to pivot or pivot, to change the position of the feet or any body part that carries the body's weight, allowing the body to face in less than 360 degrees turn. So this is how we do pivot or pivot. Yan. This is a non-locomotor movement because as you can see, he is rotating but he is not going to another place. Next, we have turn. To move in a turning movement with a base of support, usually a pointed foot. The other raise while equilibrium is maintained until the completion of the turn. So this is how you do turn. Okay, that's it for turn. Now let us have a questions about our discussion. So this question will serve as an evaluation for your learnings in our discussion for today. For the question we have here, what is the significance of knowing the basic movements in festival? Anyone from this class who can give his or her insights regarding this question? Miss Gutierrez, you seems like to know the answer. You can share it with us.
Yes, sir.
Can you share us your insights, perceptions regarding this question? What is the significance of knowing the basic movements in festival in your own
Yun,
word?
sir. Ano po, yung significance po ng knowing the basic movements in festival po. Parang makakapag-concept ka na po sa sarili mo po ng mga steps po. Makakapag, ano ka na, choreo ka na po ng sarili mong step po. Ganun.
Very good, Miss Gutierrez. Anyone? Is there anyone who wants to share the ideas? Mr.
Okay.
Padilla, he seems like he knows the answer. Okay.
Yung important po yung knowing the basic movements in festival para po kasi yung basic movements po yun po yung magiging foundation ng paggawa ng mga steps.
Thank you, Mr. Padilla. It seems like you all know or you all learned about our topic for this session. Now, for your activity, I have here prepared a activity which entitled Drop the Act. Now, the teacher will flash a picture of an animal through PPT presentation. The students could only answer when their name is being called. For each point that the student get will be equivalent to 10 pesos load to go through GCash. Now, let us have the pictures. So this activity will be also done this session. So please be attentive with our activity. For the first picture, we have this picture. So what do you think is the basic movement that this animal do? Anyone?
Padilla
Jumping,
po.
sir.
Okay, Padilla.
Jumping po.
Okay, let's see if your answer is correct. Jump or jumping. Very good, Mr. Padilla. You got the correct answer. Another who can give the movement or the step that these animal do. Anyone?
Parang running, sir. Running or walking.
Okay, let's see if your answer is correct. Walking, walk. Very good, Miss Gutierrez. Animals or the elephants do usually a walk because of its heavy feature. Another picture of animals. What do you think is the basic movement that these animals do, Mr. Padilla?
Run po. Or running.
Or run? So let's see if your answer is correct. Very good, Mr. Padilla. Your answer is correct. Now let us have another activity, which is give me the gist. So all you have to do is listen to your teacher. So in our session or discussion, we have discussed the two types of movement in festival dance, which is the locomotor and non-locomotor movement. And each of those movements consists of different basic movement. For locomotor movement, we have different types of movement. These are step, walk, run, and jump. While on the other hand, non-locomotor movement includes flexion, extension, contraction, release, collapse, recover, rotation, twist, pivot, and turn. Throughout the lesson, we have discussed the basic movement do in a festival dance, which help us, like what you said earlier, it helped us to know or to easily create a routine or to have a foundation in this kind of dance, which is very important as a physical education teacher in the future because you will become in the future. Now, that's it for the discussion. I have prepared here a assignment which is called DIY or do it yourself. For instruction, create a three-figure with 16 counts festival dance routine using the basic movements, locomotor movements, non-locomotor movements, and folk dance step. So you may take a screenshot for your reference in doing your activity or assignment. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now let us have the instruction in this assignment. So you have to wear a proper uniform. It may be PE uniform or jogging pants, rubber shoes. For your safety, of course, you have to follow the health protocols. You have 1 week to accomplish this activity, and your output will be graded according to the rubric. So this is the rubrics for your assignment. You can now take a screenshot for your reference or guide.
Okay na po, sir.
Okay, so is there any question, class, or any clarification regarding the topic, the lesson?
None po.
None po.
Okay, if there's none, this will be the end of our discussion. Thank you, class, and God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Goodbye
you,
po.
sir. Goodbye po.
Okay, you may now leave the meeting.